Hi, my name is Chris Mantelos. I'm a City of Baltimore student. I'm running on Team Phoenix. I'm part of the American Hellenic Educational Progressive Association, an organization formed because of racism against Greeks in North America. Our chapter in Toronto has lobbied the Turkish government to stop the suppression of the Orthodox Church in Istanbul and for the reopening of the Halki Theological School in Turkey. We have worked with the Council General of Greece in Toronto to address this issue. We'll be attending a 5-day convention in Athens, Greece in July to discuss with related political parties for a diplomatic solution for the reopening of the Halki Theological School. Social movements and causes like this must fight suppression and be active members within the Canadian mainstream. My two main platform goals as Anti-Racism Commissioner, I will bring forth issues and incidences of anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, racism, discrimination against the under and working class residents of Peterborough, and other issues of hate, collectively addressing them with my team member Joseph Zeider, who's running for International Students Commissioner. My second main policy as Anti-Racism Commissioner, I will hold an open discussion in the beginning of September with all Trent social and cultural groups and college cabinets in deciding what topics and issues they want to address concerning racism at Trent University and the Peterborough community. As Anti-Racism Commissioner, these recommendations will encompass workshops held throughout the school year, as my responsibility in the TCSA is to represent the student body. This will be a forum to discuss and solve issues of hate which further breed racism. This way, Trent students can form a new social movement at this university. Thank you, that's all.
Questions for Chris. If anybody's lost a CIBC convenience card for their bank, come and see me when candidates. Okay, so questions for Chris.
Yes. Chris, so sorry, okay, I'm trying to temper this. So given your sort of statement that you were just talking about in your speech about wanting to combat Islamophobia as well as your interest in making international building international, relations or relations with international movements. I wonder what your stance is on the sort of recent escalation of violent attacks against Palestinians in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, given the Minister of Defense, the Israeli Minister of Defense's comments this week relating to waging a Holocaust against Palestinians, as well as the deadliest day of attacks in the first Intifada, as well as the ongoing illegal apartheid wall. I wonder how you see the TCSA's role in, sort of beginning discussions that are already going on around Canada that relate to the parallels between apartheid South Africa and the apartheid state of Israel.
So, actually, the question would be how to address that within the TCSA.
Yeah, how do you see TCSA as having a role in being part of those grassroots discussions?
Oh, definitely. I think definitely those both sides in that conflict, their issues should be addressed, and I think both parties need to work together for a consensus in solving that conflict. It's not a simple one, and I definitely think both Israeli and Palestinian views and third parties' views should be discussed and addressed within Trent University and the TCSA.
Okay. Another question for Chris? Yes.
What do you think is the most important issue concerning racism within the Trent community and also within the Peterborough community? What do you think would be like one of the specific items you attempt to address?
I think the biggest thing. Okay, go ahead.
The question for Chris was, what was the biggest issue of racism possibly on campus that he would like to address, the most important? Is that accurate?
Yeah, was it Trent or within the community?
Okay.
I think, I don't want to say something specifically, but definitely ignorance, I think, has a lot to do with people people that slowly it becomes hate and then it becomes racism. I think for people to understand more of where this is coming from and to solve those problems, I think there's that divide between trend students.
Sorry, I need to stop there. Thank you. Okay, our next candidate